Good evening and welcome to StopLightGO. This is your chairman and founder, Mark Seyforth. I'm coming to you live from my bus. We're in Napa Valley this weekend, kind of looking at some of the beautiful wineries up here, having a great time. Just so excited about what's going on here at StopLightGO. Tonight, got a great Zoom call for you. Biggest thing is you're going to hear from a fantastic individual, Mick Karshner, and what he's been doing since he joined us here at StopLightGO. So that's the big thing that's going to happen in just a minute. I've got 5 short announcements I want to share with you. So let's jump in and get started. Number 1, 800 Club. It's coming to an end soon. I think we've got like 400 positions left, and then it's over. Again, I thank all of you that came on board as founders. Now it's the 800 Club. This is a very special and very prestigious position to hold. It's going to be someone that means if you're part of this 800 Club, it means you're sitting at the top of this worldwide organization, not just today, but for life. It's going to be very cool to look back and go, wow, I was part of the 800 Club. So you have that opportunity. Not for long. It's going pretty quickly. Also, we're also doing the $299 packages. So if some people, that aren't in a position to come in and take advantage of that, I understand it. Great, come on board. You can come on board with the $299 fast track. Obviously, 800 Clubs, the $495. But again, if you're in a position to do so with the amount of product you get, with the positioning you get, take advantage of it, because it only happens once. It can only happen once, just like the founders part. It's over and done with. This is going to be finished here probably in the next week to 10 days. That's going to be it. So that's the one announcement. Secondly, I want to take the time to thank a lot of you that are probably on this call that came from Seyforth. A lot of you came into Seyforth as a DBO and DBO Pro. And when we launched StopLightGO, we said we'd probably be making some transition. Seyforth has continued to be the backbone behind everything we do at StopLightGO. It will be the e-commerce platform. It will be the management. It holds all the IP. It is the company that powers StopLightGO, but it will not operate any longer as a marketing company. So we're going to be sending out a special invitation to all of you that were in Seyforth to come join and become part of the family here at StopLightGO. You don't need to call. We'll be sending you out that email. I will do a private presentation for those of you that see forth, just to share that with you, to move you into the family here, because this thing is just exploding. It is just exploding. And this is going to be so much fun. And again, that's what the whole concept was when we started putting together Seyforth, was to do something like we've done here, where it's light, it's entertaining, it's fun, it's exciting, it's got this unique compensation to it. We have all the product offerings and more products to come. So for those of you that see forth, just look for that email next week. Third thing is next week. We were going to do it this week, but this was just too important to have Mick on here today. Next week, we're going to give you a preview of what your website's going to look like at StopLightGO. Not only your website, but your back office. Now, remember, this isn't the final version. This is our beta version, because right now, as we said over and over again, we're in the Whisper campaign, right? And we will be in the Whisper campaign, and that's my next announcement, until March 15th. On March 15th, we will go live with our beta launch. And that means at that point in time, everything is live. No, it's total commission payouts, not just fast track like we're doing right now, all commission payouts. So that all starts on March 15th during our beta launch, with our primary launch for the company being May 23rd. And we're going to spend, we're going to plan something really special for that day, and do some sort of a special event where maybe people can travel from all over the country, and some of you from all over the world can come here for that launch event. And it looks like it'll be here in LA, probably at the Chinese Theater, since we have our corporate headquarters set up there. So that's what's coming as far as that goes. One more announcement here. Let me check my list here, make sure I covered everything. I guess what the launch, we've got everything, email, the next week of the thing. Starting next week, last announcement. Starting next week, we will just do a Thursday corporate Zoom. Okay, we're just going to do one a week. It'll be our corporate Zoom, where we'll make any announcements like we're doing right now, have whatever special guest on, or preview the things we're going to be doing moving forward with StopLightGO. So the Tuesday call will go away, but it's being replaced. But we have all these leadership calls going on right now. So again, what you need to do is get with whoever's your leader in your group. I'm sure they're running calls. Some of these calls are 2 times a week, some are 3 times a week. I appear on a couple of them. Dave Pike will be appearing on a couple of them, but those will be actually leadership calls, not the corporate call. We're going to do the one corporate call every Thursday, same time, same place as we have right now. So those are my 5 announcements. And with that, I pre-recorded this a little bit earlier with Mick, but here is a great interview with a really great person. And again, I look at what he's accomplished in such a short period of time, and it's just amazing. And, as Mick says, hey, this is easy. If he can do it, any of us can do it. So with that, let's jump over here to our interview with Mick. Good evening. This is Mark Seyforth. We're here at StopLightGO. Obviously, everybody knows we're in our Whisper campaign right now, but we're very excited about some of the things that have been happening and some of the results we're getting and the great people that have joined us. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to introduce our special guest tonight. It's Mick Karshner. Did I get that right, Mick? I'm probably messed it up. I think
you did, Mark. Yep,
you
got it right.
Yeah.
Did not butcher it.
Yeah, that's okay. So Mick is actually coming to us live from Boise, Idaho. He's a gentleman that's probably got 18 years, I think, in this industry of the networking and has done very, very well. And the reason we got him as a guest here tonight is because he has actually been one of the most successful people so far to come into StopLightGO as far as building his waiting list and actually taking the people from that waiting list and putting them into the business. And so with that, I want to introduce Mick. Mick, if you could, maybe a little bit about your background before we talk about what everybody wants to hear is, how did you do it? How did you do it? But before we do that, a little bit about your background.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me on here, Mark. Hello, everybody. I'm having so much fun in the short time StopLightGO has come into my life, and I couldn't be more excited about the future. And I started in networking about 18 years ago, maybe going on 19 now. I was a boat mechanic at the time when I was introduced to this industry of networking, and had never heard of it before, and it completely transformed my life. And for the last 18 years, I've been a stay-at-home dad, and I haven't had a job.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Thanks to this industry, and it took a lot of consistency and hard work and showing up every single day, and it's really paid off. So I'm very excited about the opportunity that we have in front of us today. And I've been sharing it the way I always do it, by keeping it very, very simple, talking to a lot of people and saying very little, especially now that we're in this Whisper campaign.
Yeah. Sure. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about actually what you've actually done in there. Because to me, it's like sometimes I get these, you do this, you do that. And then someone like you comes along and go, well, that's a simple, nice, clear, easy approach. I like that. That's better than what I'm doing. So kind of share kind of the steps of what you've actually done with anybody that you've been introducing to StopLightGO right now, and how that's worked for you.
Okay. Well, I've been sharing it a couple of ways. Number one, in person, and just calling people, texting, messenger, email. We have so many different ways today of communication, Zoom meetings like you and I are doing right now. Communications at our fingertips, and we can reach the whole world. So of course, technology comes into play, but I like to use like a high touch and high tech combination. Like I still like to pick up the telephone and call somebody and have an actual conversation. And then also social media. So just posting something of curiosity on my social media channels about I have found something new, never giving away what it is. And I have people reach out to me to inquire, what is it? And then you all have made it so simple. We all have our own unique referrer code, our invite link.
Right.
And we just simply send that out, and I'd say, hey, Mark, here's the link. I'd like you to fill out this form, and that'll take you on the inside to see the presentation, and then we'll talk.
That's
just simple.
It's too simple. You're actually really doing it that simply. And so one of the keys, I think you said that, Mick, you don't try to get on the phone and go blah, 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 a million things about it. What you're actually doing is telling people, look, this is unique. Again, what are the words you use? I mean, I've used words like, this is the most unique, craziest thing you're ever going to look at. I'll say something like that, but please go take a look at it. But again, what exactly do you say at the very beginning when you're reaching out to somebody?
So for me, it's all about filling out that form and getting in line, getting on the wait list. And because when this was first shared with me and I saw the slide deck, the PDF with the slides,
Mhm.
first thing I noticed, step one, get on the waiting list. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get people on my waiting list. So I always give the call to action when I reach out and touch somebody, whether it's in person, voice, however I do it, whatever means I just mentioned.
Mhm.
And I instruct them, I'll say, hey, Mark, here's the link. Go ahead and fill in the form. This
Yeah.
will take you on the inside to see more, and then we'll talk. So I
That-
always instruct to fill out the form every time.
Right. Before you do
And
anything.
still some don't.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't work 100% of the time, but most people will fill out the form because they don't know what to do. So if I just say, here's my link, check it out, they might go all over and look at everything and never fill out the form. So the call to action is to always fill out the form and add them to the wait list.
And so that's as simple as that. Just, hey, go there, fill out the form. It's going to put you on my wait list. You look at the presentation and then we'll talk. And that's it. I mean, it's just
That's it.
easy. And so what's the results been? Because this is pretty amazing. I mean, that's as simple as it could possibly get. And that is the whole ideal, is build a waiting list, build wealth, build a waiting list, build wealth. That is our mantra, our story, our thing for everybody. And again, that's why even the cards, it says build a waiting list to build wealth. Ask me how. I use it all the time. Actually, when I hand somebody that card, a lot of times I'll say something as silly as, because I just say, look, I said, if you're interested, I said, go on and almost the exact same thing you're doing. Just, fill out the form, go get on the waiting list and we'll talk. And I said, and if you're not interested here, when I hand the card, I say, and this is like complete strangers I'm talking about now. It's different when you've got a little bit of a relationship with somebody, right? But complete strangers, I said, look, and if you're not interested, just throw the card in the trash. I don't care. It's funny. Every time I say that, almost everybody comes back and says, well, I don't think I'll throw it in the trash. I think I'll check it out. So I hope you do. So, but anyway, so now you've done that simple thing. You sent them there. They fill out the form. They've looked at the presentation. What's been your results? What have you had happen so far?
The results have been really good. I don't know exactly, but I would say about 40% of the people that go on the waiting list so far have gone ahead and purchased their package and become a driver, and become active. And
that's a staggering number, Mick. That's a staggering number. I mean, you think about if you can get 5 to 10%, this is a home run of home runs. I mean, your future is unbelievably bright at 5 to 10%. Why do you think you're getting such a high response rate? 40% is that's kind of like off the charts, really, for something that, again, you're not telling them anything other than just go there to start with. Why do you think it's so high?
Well, there's another component to it. We've all heard that have been around this industry, the fortunes and the follow-up, correct?
Yeah.
And so following up and following through after they get on the waiting list, I think is vitally important. So what I did is I just put together a link tree and I have all the tools. When I say tool, I mean, I cut this little 2.5-minute video of, okay, you're on the waiting list. Congratulations. Now, what you need to do is go and get one of these packages so you get date and time stamped for the matrix. Okay. It's first mover's advantage.
Right.
The sooner you do that, the sooner you have first mover's advantage over people that wait.
Right.
And so it really gets people off the fence quickly because they understand in this matrix, the higher you are at the beginning of it, of course, common sense tells us the faster it's going to fill up underneath you versus waiting.
Right.
And so I just kind of
say that. Yeah. Some people say they don't like that fear of loss, but the truth is there is a fear of loss, and it's a legitimate fear of loss, because obviously if you can be at the foundation of something we believe is going to be global in nature in the coming years, and you're sitting at the very top of that structure, that's not a bad place to be. And really for the next couple of years, anybody that joins this company is really sitting in an unbelievable position, because again, we're building this with a whole concept of longevity, that we're building something that'll be global in nature, something that'll be here, stand the test of time, be here long after you and I are gone, Mick. And that's the idea. And so I think you're right. You're creating that fear of loss or that sense of urgency, which is, I think, important for everybody.
And Mark, right now, we have this 800 club. Anyone that right now goes to the site and orders that $495 package, they're guaranteed they're going to be in the top 1,000 of this thing. Now, some of these companies have millions of reps in them. So imagine being in the top 1,000. That is the top.
Yeah.
And so when I talk to business-minded people that, invest in the stock market or whatever they invest in, I say, look at this as an investment. I mean, the worst case scenario that could possibly happen is you lose $500. Now, is that good? No, it doesn't make anybody happy, but my gosh, you take 4 people out to a steakhouse with a bottle of Cabernet, it's over $500. I mean, for one night.
Right.
Now,
yeah.
What if the 500 you invest, what if this works? Yeah. Think about what it could turn into. Yeah. Millions. So I kind of use that mindset with people that, are business-minded people, and they go, you got a point. I'm not going to miss this. I'm willing to put up my $500.
Yeah.
Then they get inside and start to see everything else. And then what do? Start building their waiting list.
They start getting excited because you've had great results.
Exactly.
So, I mean, already you've had just like I said, tremendous result. And you think this is such an early stage. So, I mean, where this is going to go is going to be amazing. And one of the things I love too is the fact that on the front end, with our fast track packages and our monthly subscription on those products, they really are designed to save you more than you spend. So I really think that's another, something you should be sharing with people, is let them know that, hey, even the cost, you're really getting products that are actually going to put more money back in your pocket than what you're actually spending for the products. So that kind of makes the business model free. And that's before you start earning income. And so that's another bonus.
Oh, yeah. I love the first time I heard you mention that. I'm like, you spend $65 a month, but you save more than 65.
Yeah. So
talk about retention, Mark?
Yeah.
Like nobody's going to turn that off.
Yeah.
And then when you look at these,
yeah,
for every $10 we spend on that, you're going to save 20 or $30. So it's like, Mark,
and actually even more, which is great. Now, unless what are your gas prices on Bite Home? Maybe you're cheap up there, but of course
it's about $4 a gallon.
Okay, so we're I'm in California. You know what it's like down here.
Yeah.
So I mean, the savings for me is almost double what you're saving, which is unbelievable. But again, if the savings are still there and they're substantial, and what I love too is the fact that with that product, it's so much more. Like I said, I didn't want to digress into the products and stuff, but they're so good, and they actually do what we say they're going to do. And it's not just the savings. You got a great benefit to the environment because of the reduction in emissions. Your cars perform better. I have a lot of exotic cars, and I'm very blessed to have those types of cars in my life, but they run better. They just run better with this product in them. So I just, again, great products. I didn't want to digress on that. So just let's wrap this thing up because we got to move on in the program tonight. So Mick, final words. What do you want to share with everybody?
During this phase we're in right now, which is phase 1, the Whisper campaign, then we'll go into phase 2, the beta. During this next 7 days, what I'm doing and what I'm teaching is contact as many people as you can, as fast as you can, and say as little as you can. Because right now, we're not into talking about the products and explaining everything. We're about, hey, something new has come along. It's got a tremendous potential and a tremendous first mover's advantage to it.
Yeah.
I need you to look at this. If it makes any sense at all, I need you to get your pack, get your date and time stamp, and get positioned in this matrix before the multitudes of people that are going to come. And it could be very financially beneficial to you and your family and help. I'm 60, help with retirement. Everything costs so much money today. Everybody, no matter what their age is, that's living in our country are saying, I need a little more. Everything costs more. In the old days, 30 years ago, if you made $100,000 a year, you were rich. Today, 100 grand a year for a family of four is just getting by. We need
Isn't
more
that
cash
terrible though?
flow.
I mean, and that's part of the things that's frustrating to me, and I think to everybody. Is when I look at that, I'm thinking when I just go to buy food or gas or any kind of product, it's like, what is going on? So I think that's another thing too. The timing for this is perfect because people have to have some sort of secondary income, which the beautiful thing about what we're doing is this secondary income can become your primary very quickly. And you don't have to have that job like you talked about anymore. So that's another reason too. I think we've got the perfect timing, the perfect storm for people to be a part of this and to have a really, really bright future. And I got to leave it with one last thought. Obviously, when we use the term matrix, it is. But remember, the one thing too we got to add to this is the first time there's ever been a compensation plan that uses this connective marketing. That really is going to allow the whole world to help you build your future, your organization, your teams, your group. The way we're doing this has never been done before, and it's going to be a very interesting study over the next couple of years to see what happens, because I think the biggest thing we're going to have here, this is my hope and prayers for this company, is that people will come here and they won't fail, so we won't have attrition. I mean, I can't guarantee how much success they have, but it's going to get better and better and better. The ones that work hard, like what you're doing, are going to make fortunes. You'll make fortunes. But if somebody just wants to come here and do a little bit, it's still not going to fail. And that's kind of a good feeling thing. So, Mick, any thoughts on that? And we'll close it up.
I would just say, don't sit on this and don't try to figure it all out. Just go. Brig Hart's a very good personal friend of mine. We've got an intimate relationship. And when he said he was coming out of retirement to do this, that's really all I needed to know. That means there's something here of substance.
Yeah.
And I trust his judgment. So I'm going to just jump in feet first and go like I have been. And then we'll figure it out later. All the details. We don't need the details, right?
Yeah. Again, I just want to close. If you guys put this, what Mick has done is what most people could just dream of doing in 2 to 3 years. He's done in a matter of days. That's a matter of days. And he's built a foundation that honestly, if you stop today, your future's unbelievably bright here. I mean, isn't that crazy? After just
I'm not stopping.
Now
it's all about helping.
Yeah.
I'm in helping mode, helping the team.
Yeah.
That's what I do each day. So, hey, God bless everybody. Thanks for having me on here. I really appreciate it. Excited for the future.
All right. Take care. And I'll see you up in Boise one day soon.
Let's do it, man.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for everybody being here. See you next Thursday for that preview of your new StopLightGO website. Thanks all. Bye.